Using a practical common sense approach, I will demonstrate pinball skills, techniques, and strategies. From this foundation, you can go on to more advanced levels of play. You can also develop your own style based on these fundamental techniques. Now let me tell you about the special features of this DVD. The topics are arranged in 8 chapters which you may study and re-watch if necessary to get the most out of them. Understanding of the goals and the shots required to complete the goals is essential to higher levels of play. To make the required shots, you need to be able to control the ball. This will help keep the ball from draining and allow you to make your shots. In the following chapters, I will cover ball control skills and how game design affects gameplay. Let's get started. Flipper mechanisms vary greatly based on vintage, wear, and make. This will affect aiming, so your technique must adapt as you change machines. Passing can be used to make shots that are side-dependent and to reduce drain risk from bad angles. Passing methods include the rollover, tap pass, post pass, and the bounce pass. The bounce pass is an easy pass to learn and simply involves judging the ball's speed and angle, then letting the ball bounce off one flipper and over to the other. Post passing is done from a cradled position with a quick release and extension of the flipper. With proper timing, the ball will bounce off the lower slingshot post and bounce out over to the other flipper. Drop catching is an advanced trapping technique which can be mastered with practice. If the raised flipper is dropped at the correct moment just before an incoming ball strikes it, the ball will come to rest on the flipper. Nudging the machine is a way to influence the ball by transferring energy through the game. As you can see in this demonstration, a lot of energy can be transferred to the ball by properly timed nudges. This technique also works to control the ball where there are multiple rollovers to complete. Flippers have the most reach at the horizontal position. Typically, the outboard side of the outlane is wood. Wood absorbs energy like a sponge. When the ball hits it, the ball goes dead and drops down the inlane is typically surrounded with rubber, which is very bouncy. The ball will not go down the inlane as easily. Also, the inboard side of the inlane is higher than the divider. One technique which works well when the ball is heading towards the outlane area is to shake the machine with short, vigorous action to effectively narrow the gap so the ball will have less tendency of going into the area. Quirks in pinball are due to design elements which are not apparent or are simply instances where the ball is being affected due to forces which are not seen or not intuitive. You need to be aware of these quirks and compensate accordingly. If you look carefully at the slingshots, you will see that typically there is an actuator which strikes the back of the rubber in the center and two switches on either side. The switches are activated by the ball when it deflects the rubber sufficiently to make one of the switches. One thing to be aware of is if the ball strikes the slingshot near one of the two posts, the rubber may not deflect enough to activate the switch, and the ball may bounce off in a manner that you did not anticipate. The ball will experience a small hop when it rolls to the flipper from the inlane. The hop occurs at the point where the rail ends and the flipper begins. Make no mistake, the designer of the game is concerned with keeping your game short and the cash box full of coins, so anything which appears innocent yet reduces ball time is bad for the player. The desired impression is that the game is designed fairly, but in reality it is not.